Hello and welcome to session 3 of module 6, Contextualization and Cultural Democracy. In this session, we'll focus on issues pertaining to contextualization and cultural democracy in community music. Specifically, you will examine the various elements of culture, investigate the significance of contextualization and cultural democracy in music learning and performance, analyze how music can be a vehicle for preserving cultural heritage and promoting cultural understanding, and examine how cultural democracy can be supported through culturally responsive teaching. First, let's start with some demographic information. Even in smaller countries in Europe, there is nowadays a significant number of students in the public schools who do not belong to the predominant ethnic and cultural group. According to a report of the European Student Union in 2016, there is an estimated several tens of millions students who can be categorized as belonging to an ethnic minority. In some European countries, the number of people originating from other countries is around 10%. According to the European Student Union 2016. Let's examine the term culture and what it means. According to Williams, 1985, culture is one of the 2 or 3 most complicated words in the English language. This is so partly because of its intricate historical development in several European languages, but mainly because it has now come to be used for important concepts in several distinct intellectual disciplines and in several distinct and incompatible systems of thought, page 87. According to one definition, culture is a totality of values, beliefs, and behaviors common to a large group of people. Here we can see the various elements of culture. One of the most common ones is ethnicity, social class, gender, lifestyle or sexual orientation, ability or inability, age, religion, profession, race, and language. The cultural experiences that we carry within us are significantly affecting us consciously and unconsciously in many overt and covert ways. According to Gay 2000, culture determines how we think, believe, and behave, and these in turn affect how we teach and learn, page 9. Our cultural influences affect us in many often contradicting ways, since we all belong simultaneously in various groups or cultures. Depending on the time, space, intention, and other factors, we choose to behave in certain ways. Let's examine what is cultural democracy in music learning and performance. Each musical interaction and performance is different and unique, not only because the music itself is different, but also because the people involved, both as musicians or musicians and as audience or attendees, are different. According to Small 1999, an important question to consider in order to understand the meaning and function of music is the following. What does it mean when this performance takes place at this time, in this place, with these people taking part? Page 13. He answers the question by stating that the act of musicking brings into existence among those present a set of relationships and it is in those relationships that the meaning of the act of musicking lies, in the relationships that are established for the duration of the performance between the participants within the performance space, page 13. Based on this answer, the social, cultural, educational and even political context of each musical interaction and performance should be taken into consideration. Students, especially those from migrant families and those who do not belong to the predominant culture, often feel alienated from school. This has a negative effect on their academic achievement. Therefore, teachers should take into consideration the cultural background, interests, preferences, and learning styles of their students in order to make them more engaged in their own learning process and to feel more comfortable and welcomed in school. In music teaching and learning in public schools, it is common to observe a chasm between what is taught in schools and what students listen to outside of music. This is also prevalent at the university level as well, Abril 2009. Teachers need to take into consideration the cultural and musical identities of their students when preparing their lessons. Moreover, music educators should learn more about the music that their students like and perform. They should enable students to learn various world musical instruments, electric guitar and drums, and study about songwriting, sound recording, and editing and videotaking. Let's examine what is culturally responsive teaching. According to a team of experts, culturally responsive teaching is a research-based approach to teaching. It connects students' cultures, languages, and life experiences with what they learn in school. These connections help students access rigorous curriculum and develop higher-level academic skills. Important in culturally responsive teaching is to allow for the voices of the students to be heard. Educators should encourage students to share their opinions, viewpoints, and feelings, even if they do not coincide with those of the teacher or the dominant viewpoint. This, though, requires a different attitude and pedagogical approach on behalf of the teacher. Music, as a unique expression of culture, can be used as a means for showcasing, promoting, and strengthening one's cultural heritage. By listening, analyzing, and performing music from different cultures, we can learn about different people and expand our cultural understanding and appreciation. Through music teaching and learning, we can engage with our students and their families and make them feel more included and welcomed in the school community. Educators can make efforts to expand the range of musical instruments, styles, ensembles, and skills that are being taught in secondary and tertiary education in music, beyond those within classical music. When performing traditional world musics, educators should feel free to add authentic instruments in conventional ensembles such as choir, orchestra, band, jazz band, etc. They should include repertoire from diverse cultural groups, for example, from different countries, different styles, different genres, as well as popular music and music by women composers. Here you have a list of references in regards to our session today. Thank you for your attention.